Hi everyone, welcome back to the Honest Fan Show. Today we will be talking about Arsenal versus Benfica in the Europa League round of 32. But European football's back, baby. It's back, it's back, it's back. But we're not in the competition that we want to be in. We want to be in the Champions League. And the Europa League is our door to getting back to the top flight of the European football. So, with COVID going on, we all know everything's been tough, everything's been struggling, and everything's been hard for everyone. Also, with the restrictions, unfortunately, the game won't be played in Portugal this week, and it won't be played at the Emirates for the second leg. The first leg is going to be played in Rome, where Benfica will be playing hosts, as that game has to be done there because no one can travel into Portugal, and the second leg will be played in Greece, as again no one from Portugal can come to the UK without actually quarantining for 2 weeks. So it has put on a lot of difficulties for everyone, and it has been pretty difficult for teams. And Arsenal have to pay, I think, it's like £44,000 to Benfica for this situation. That's the only way I can actually state it as. It is this situation. So onto that. In recent news, obviously we have everyone. I'm sure everyone has seen that Aubameyang may not play this game due to the social media pictures of him getting a new tattoo. Um, that is sort of breaking rules. Obviously, Arsenal Football Club will talk to him about the situation. So don't know, haven't received any updates on what's actually happening with Aubameyang and this situation. If he's going to be able to play, if he's going to be able to travel with the team, or is he going to have to go into quarantine after putting on that amazing performance against Leeds. I don't think that will happen. I think he might be able to play, but I think he might be reprimanded by Arteta and he will be forced to start on the bench instead of starting the game itself. On to other players on this team who has had big impact, who has had none. Willian. I don't think Willian should be playing this game. I don't even think that Willian should actually get on the plane to go to Rome. Willian should stay in London. He does not bring any extra factor. We've taken someone on a free transfer and he hasn't lived up to the hype that he was when he was at Chelsea. It is kind of upsetting to see, and it's really annoying because we were expecting to get the Willian that was banging in free kicks, that was setting up goals, that was scoring goals, but we haven't seen that Willian. Yes, he came from Chelsea to us injured, which is not a which is not a great thing. But the issue is that he played the first game of the season outstanding, set up 3 goals, he played lights out, and it was something to see. We were like, oh, we have a nice player that added to this team, give the rotation pool a nice fix and see how things are going. But if that isn't the case and that's not what's happened, Willian needs time, I think, just to recoup. He needs time to put himself back into the mindset. I feel like he needs to put himself back into the mindset of being an absolute star once again and just be able to carry on with the information and the ways that he's played previously for Chelsea for the last 7 years. But coming to Arsenal, he's been injured a lot. He hasn't been able to get his foot in under the way that he's meant to be playing now, and it is sort of detrimental and it's kind of upsetting to see. As a fellow YouTuber has actually said, and Eunice talks football, um, he does mention that David Luiz and Willian are agents for Chelsea, gone to Arsenal to make Arsenal play a lot worse, make mistakes, not be the great player that they are. But I don't feel like they're doing that. Well, I don't feel that David Luiz is doing that. I don't. I, Willian, on the other hand, is kind of unsure of. Um, Willian has not performed to the way that we everyone expected him to perform. So it is sort of hopefully that he does get his feet in and he is able to play a lot better. But right now we have a lot more youngsters that are be able to play a lot better than Willian at the moment, get into the field. So in my eyes, I don't think Willian should travel to Rome to play this game. we have a lot more youngsters that will be able to step into that position and actually put more effort in. Reece Nelson for chance, he should be able to get a chance to be on the bench. He should actually be able to get to play this game as well instead of Willian coming on for another player. Um, yeah, so I just believe that Willian should not be anywhere near the subs or the starting lineup. He should be left in London and prepare for the City game. That is another interesting one to see what the lineups could be for that game on who will play and see what Willian can do. On to injury reports. We have two of our main guys that have given us a lot of they give us a lot of force when they're on the field, but when we don't have them on the field, it is kind of difficult sometimes if we don't hit the floor running. Partey is unfortunately going to be rested. He's not going to be playing this game. He's going to be out with a sort of calf injury, so he's going to be rested. He might not even play for the City game, so we might not have our signing, well, our record signing for the last summer transfer play the game. So Partey is out, but we do have a injury boost with Tierney was training this week. So we have that option of maybe Tierney will be starting again at left back, which will be fantastic because we have missed the way that he plays, his aggression, his knowledge of the game and how to get the ball and just being able to defend perfectly and not making any silly mistakes. Even though Cedric has done a good job, I would prefer to have Tierney in that position where it it feels more and it looks more natural, especially with potentially playing with Tierney, Aubameyang, Martinelli, or Saka, or even Pepe. So there's a lot of factors that are going to go with Tierney potentially being able to play this game. The lineups can change a lot. Onto a player that's been back from injury but hasn't really featured much for Arsenal. Uh, Gabriel Martinelli. He's fully fit. He's ready to go. The fact that he wasn't brought on against Leeds gives me more hope that he will start this game against Benfica. He's a game changer. Martinelli is a game changer. When he came back before Christmas, he was fantastic. The way that we were playing had changed. Everyone seemed a lot more confident. He was able to get the ball into the box. We started to score goals. We started to play more fluid. Everyone was mixing shapes. Everyone was playing here, playing there, playing on the left, playing on the right. Martinelli just never gave up on the ball. He just always wanted to win. He always wanted to score. He was doing everything in his power to get that winning factor and just pushed Arsenal up to another level. And it worked because we went on a nice streak of winning games until we played Wolves and Aston Villa. They were blips in our fight back up into the top half of the table, back into the top four. We're not that far off in the Premier League, but again, we need to focus on the Europa League right now. So he should bring a lot more speed, a lot more trouble to the defenders as he's very hard to defend. He knows how to get behind players. He knows where to move. He's just he. I would put him as he is a young Thierry Henry just coming into his own. And once he gets that confidence that and the regular game time and not being so injury prone, he's going to be amazing. Him and Saka, probably the next future Thierry Henry and Bergkamp, the next power duo in the Arsenal squad. So there's a lot of possibilities that are going to be coming up in the future, and I'm looking forward to it. As a great fan, I'm just here to witness and watch greatness play. Um, it is going to be fantastic. On to other news reports. So there's been a particular footballer that has been saying that Arteta has lost faith in this guy. He doesn't believe that Arteta wants him anymore. Probably will want to sell him in January because his contract's coming to an end. Um, it's difficult to say, but I don't believe that he has lost faith. Arteta has lost faith in Lacazette. Andy Cole does claim that Arteta doesn't believe in him anymore. That he believes that he's not good enough to play for in his system. Um, I disagree with Andy Cole. I believe that Arteta only started Aubameyang over Lacazette because Aubameyang does need to get his run around. He hasn't been able to play recently. He's been a sub a lot more, and potentially Aubameyang just probably performed a lot better in training. It is a difficult thing to say because we don't know what actually goes on behind closed doors. But from what we see in the papers, on the field, Lacazette has played very, very well. He loves playing with the youngsters. He is doing everything that he can to help us win. We haven't had any articles of any bust up between Lacazette and Arteta. So I don't know. I'm not sure where Andy Cole came up with this statement that Arteta doesn't believe in him. It's just rotation. It is rotation. We have two great strikers, and we can't play them both at the same time because we have youngsters that can play behind them, that are feeding them the ball a lot more better than having Aubameyang on the left, where he's not being utilized as much. Like at Dortmund, he was a top striker. So it is getting the best out of both players, and at the moment, it does feel that Aubameyang was the best option to play against the Leeds game. He was able to maneuver in and out. He went to the left to pick up the ball. He went to the right to pick up the ball. He even went to the middle to pick up the ball. And working alongside the midfielders, it works. So I just feel that different players suit different times, different games suit different players. So Aubameyang starting over Lacazette isn't really anything to worry about. People are just pulling out strings, trying to cause sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of malicious and uncomfortableness in the locker room. But Aubameyang and Lacazette have a great relationship, so I don't see where this comes from. It's just a rotation. So I have no fears that Lacazette won't be leaving. He will probably end up getting a new contract. But Arteta does have faith in the striker. The striker has scored a lot of goals for us this season so far, and there's many more goals to come. So Arteta believes in Lacazette. Let's all say what it is. He believes in him. It's just simple rotation between him and Aubameyang, as I don't see him wanting to start Aubameyang in the left wing position, as there's a lot more quality for him to be up front and having more better midfielders in the well, just being able to play behind them. So that's my views. I don't see there being any sort of malicious or don't believe in Lacazette. That talk is nonsense from an ex-Man United player. It's just foolish, and I refuse to listen to anyone that ex player I refuse to listen to, because they talk a lot of nonsense sometimes, and it's just quite annoying because they think what happened to them is happening to other players when it's not. It's just real simple rotation. Aubameyang and Lacazette are amazing players. They can't play on the same field at the same time in the formation that we play in. So, and I don't really want to see like Aubameyang on the left. I'd rather see him up front. So him and Lacazette have to share rotational swaps. I'd say that is the best way to go. In other news, a lot of other fans are calling this a great thing for them, but I see it more of a positive for Arsenal. David Luiz is potentially set for another year contract, with Arteta loving his leadership skills for the younger players. I agree. Yes, David Luiz does make silly mistakes. He does make the choices where sometimes you question his motives or his intentions on everything that he does. But I do believe that he is doing the best that he can do. He is teaching the youngsters on the leaderships and how to grow and what to do and where to be at all times. He has been great. Obviously, he does have his blips. He does have his moments where he does something really stupid and people are just questioning, why are you on the field? Why are you there? But he is able to help mold players like Holding, Chambers, Mari, Gabriel. He is that leader for them that they are able to follow and focus on and just see where everything is able to lead, and just he's actually just been really great. So I agree, he does deserve the 1 year extension, but I want his playing times to slowly start dropping, and having the youngsters and the future players that are going to lead that back four to be starting to play more with each other. Obviously, we have Saliba to come back in summer, so it is his time will end up slowly start dropping, but he'll be able to lead the youngsters and give them leadership on things that they need to do. Potentially end up becoming a sort of player coach, not officially, but be able to coach the youngsters as well, being able to give them more confidence, give them advice on things that they can do to improve their career going forward. So I'm not sad about that decision of giving him that extra year. It'll be good, and he'll be able to slowly die out his career as he is coming to the end past of his year. Potentially end up selling him in January or making go in a free transfer. But again, I'm not upset about this decision. I am very happy with it, and I agree he does deserve it because he has been very, very great recently. Apart from that one blip against Aston Villa, that I believe he was very great. Okay, so on to our starting lineups. This one took a lot of time for me to think about because it is difficult to choose who would play. This is a very important game. It is very it is very detrimental to Arsenal. We need to win this game to just go into the second leg very comfortable and just be able to see where things are and just be able to win and get through to the next round and potentially have this be the reason why we get back into the Champions League. I want to hear that song. This is the champions. I want to hear that song again. I haven't heard that song in such a long time, especially with Arsenal being in it. It's been a very long time since I've heard it. So my starting lineup, there may be a couple changes here and there, but I feel a bit more confident that this is who will start the games. So I believe that I believe that Matt Ryan's will start in goal, giving Leno potentially time off for the Man City game. But because we have Man City next, I do believe that Arteta will potentially keep Leno in, just to keep his match fitness up, keep his intensity up, and just understand that this is important. The next 4 games are very crucial to Arsenal's season. Getting points from City and Leicester will be very important, but winning this game and winning the second leg are very important for us into the round of 16. So obviously, I have Matt Ryan's in goal, Bellerin, Gabriel, Holding, and Tierney. I don't think Gabriel and Luiz should actually play together. They are both similar to each other. They go up front. They try to run the ball up. You need someone that actually stays back. So Holding is the perfect pairing for Gabriel. So yes, Bellerin, Gabriel, Holding, and Tierney in the backfield. Then you have Ceballos and Xhaka in midfield, and Martinelli, Odegaard, and Saka as our attacking mids, with Lacazette leading the line. Obviously, there could be little changes here and there where you end up seeing Ryan not in, and you'll have Leno in instead. You would potentially have not Martinelli as our left midfielder. It'll potentially be a Aubameyang over Martinelli, but I prefer Barrier to be up front with instead of Lacazette. So there's a lot of ways that Arteta can play this formation and mix and have everyone work. Saka would be the first person on my team sheet. Saka will always be the first person on my team sheet because Saka has been sensational this season. Smith Rowe I would have on there instead of Odegaard. I just feel that Odegaard will potentially be a lot better of a starter than Smith Rowe for now. But if Odegaard doesn't start, I'm more confident that Smith Rowe will be outstanding in this position. This is a game where we do need to win. So if Martinelli doesn't start, then it will be Smith Rowe, Odegaard, and Saka in midfield as an attacking mids with Lacazette up front or Pepe coming in. There's just a lot of there is so many, but I'm going to stick with this formation with this outset with the starting 11. Um, but again, my changes would potentially be Leno swap out for Ryan's. Martinelli gets swapped out for Smith Rowe, so we will have again Smith Rowe, Odegaard, and Saka in midfield, in attacking midfield, with potentially Lacazette starting with this Aubameyang situation of him not being able to play this next game, uh, still up in the air. So that is my starting 11. With a quick couple changes, it would potentially be Ryan's for Leno, Leno for Ryan's, Martinelli for Smith Rowe, Smith Rowe. So that will be an interesting outcome. My prediction for this score with this potential starting lineup would be 3-1 to Arsenal. We came out of that Leeds game looking fantastic. Obviously, defensive woes, Arsenal just just losing concentration, letting Leeds score 2 goals in the couple last 30 minutes gave everyone a bit of a scare. But we held on, kept the pressure up, and we came out with the 3 points. Arsenal in their last 5 games, we won, drew, one, lost two, and we drew our last game, which was Leeds again 4-2. Great performance. and I hope we can run into the Benfica game just like that. Benfica in their last games, they lost one, drew two, and won two. So they are sort of more on a more consistent basis on how they're playing. So we need to watch out for everything that they're doing and be able to into that, run into them and stop them with everything that they have, as we just want to win. We just need to win this game. We need to be dominant with all the other English clubs that are in this competition. Arsenal need to be one of those in the right round of 16, potentially get into the quarterfinals, get to the semi-finals, and with all hopes on everything, get into that final and winning it all. So there we go. Arsenal to win 3-1. Will Tierney be in the starting lineup? Should Martinelli start? Should Willian even be in the on the plane to Rome? Should he even be able to leave London to even have a chance to get onto the field? David Luiz contract, I'm happy with. Arteta has full faith in Lacazette, and I predict Arsenal to win 3-1. So yes, please, thank you all for watching the video. Please share, subscribe, give us a follow on Twitch for the live match commentary. Watch along. It will be at m_rich58, and it will be amazing for all of you to join us. There we go. If you just give us a follow on Twitch, share, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment if you don't agree with my statements that I have made today, or if you don't agree with my starting 11, who would your starting 11 be, and what is your score predictions? Thank you all for joining, and I'll hope to see you at the watch along live tomorrow night at 7:45. Please stay safe, and thank you for watching the Honest Fan Show. Bye.